Hi, my name's Louisa Van Vessem and I am a business mentor. So I launched my business back in 2017, and when I started out I knew that I wanted to take my time to really understand the online world. Yes, I'd used it in businesses where I'd worked, but starting out my own business, that was something completely different and a total new world. And for someone who is naturally shy and an introvert, it was a little bit daunting to say the least. So this is why I have developed a 10-step strategy workbook for growing a personal brand, basically taking you from feeling clueless, overwhelmed to confident and proud. So the workbook, there is a front cover, but this is just to basically give you a quick run through about what to expect from the workbook. And it's, for me, it's as much about understanding yourself, how you want to be perceived, because that's what a personal brand is all about. There is so much more to developing a brand than just thinking about the colours, the logo, the typography. It's about understanding like what you want your reputation to be. Because for me, this is an approach that's worked really well. All my business has come to me pretty much from inbound leads. It's also led to opportunities such as being a guest on podcasts and in lots of Facebook Lives and Instagram Lives as well. So it's really been a beneficial experience for me, and I hope it will be for you too. So whether you are someone who runs their own business, is starting out, or is still in employment but wants to develop a brand because of ideas you've got for the future, this is the stuff that you should be thinking about. So the first part, it's all about understanding you and what's important to you, what makes you tick, what your strengths are. And you might be thinking, Louisa, but why is that important to my brand? Well, when you understand a little bit more about you, you can also use this to your advantage in terms of the content that you're going to produce. And I'm not just talking about on social media, I'm talking about your website, your email marketing, and any other platforms that you might want to use, such as Medium for producing blogs, sharing blogs. There are so many different avenues that you could go down. Section 2 is about defining your why, so about what's important to you. Why do you actually want to develop a personal brand? You know, what are you hoping to get from that? And then section 3 is about your vision and values. I don't go into this in a lot of detail, so don't be expecting too much from the vision and values. But it's important to know what you're working towards. Yes, you can have shorter term goals, and that's something I have to work on, but it's also important to know that, okay, in the next 3 to 5 years, you know, where do you want to be? What are you hoping to achieve? What do you want to get out of this? Because if you get those foundations right now, this will help you as you continue to grow and move forward. And your values, you know, are you someone that knows what your values are? Are your values different from your personal life through to your business, your professional self? I remember when I worked in the corporate world, you know, you're kind of not expected to show any personality. It's all about the corporate business and their brand values as opposed to maybe your own. Yes, they may well go hand in hand with each other, but sometimes they don't always, or sometimes you'll see that a business really pushes themselves and says, these are my brand values. But when you actually work there, you know that those values differ in reality. So it's important to know what you want to stand for, and then this can be reflective in the way that you put yourself out there. Section 4 is about your brand personality. So like I've already mentioned, it's so much more than just a colour, a logo, a typography. It's about understanding, you know, how you're going to talk, the type of language you want to use. Do you want to be coming across friendly, professional, formal? Do you want to swear? Is that going to be part of what makes you memorable because of how you talk? You know, how do you articulate yourself? And if you were to think about, you know, if someone was to describe your brand personality, what words would you want them to actually use? Section 5, it's about going back to understanding you and reflecting on where you are versus where you are right now. Who's your audience? Where do they hang out? You know, what platforms do you enjoy? Section 6 is looking at the next 30, 60, 90 days. What goals you want to set yourself, and about what you've got in place already, how you can progress with that. Section 7 is about developing an online presence. So, you know, when is good for you to be online? Is that when your audience is online? What's information have you got on your social media? Is it up to date? Is it relevant? Again, thinking about your tone of voice. Section 8 is about nailing your content. So, just thinking about some categories to get you started about, informing, educational, entertain. And then section 9 is an engaged audience and about how it's so important to engage. And then section 10 is about analysing what's working and what's not. So this is just a very, very tip of the iceberg stuff, just to really get you thinking about things. If you want to go into more detail, then that's probably more of a one-to-one conversation. But this is just to get you thinking about what's important to help you grow in your brand. And I hope you'll find it really useful.